I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving or holiday break. This is one of my favorite times of year because I get to spend a lot of time with my family and people I just don't get to see very often. So today I'm going over my expenses for week 3 of November, which happens to be Thanksgiving week. So this actually goes until November 17th until Thursday, November 23rd, which actually was Thanksgiving. I do have some transactions this week, definitely more than the second week. The second week, I hardly had any transactions. And if you look at my check-in from last time, I only spent $11.33 in food. So we did buy some food this past week, especially getting ready for Thanksgiving. I say this in every video, but I am a digital budgeter, but I still track all my expenses in this spreadsheet. Since I don't have physical cash to count every day, I use this spreadsheet to keep track of all my expenses coming in and out. And I do these weekly check-ins to make sure that I don't go over budget throughout the month. Since I am a monthly budgeter, I need to check in at least once or twice a week to see where I am in my different variable expenses. I also track my regular fixed bills that come out every month, once a month. But the main reason why I do these check-ins is check in with those variable expenses that come up throughout the month, like getting gas, grocery shopping, and miscellaneous expenses. So jumping right into this, I'm going to zoom into my expense tracker. I'm going to go over all my expenses for the third week of November and then go over to the right and see where I am for the month based off what I budgeted at the beginning of the month. So zooming into my expense tracker. So again, my week started on the 17th for this check-in. So the 17th on that Friday was a no spend day. And then on the 18th, my Apple subscription came out, or my Apple bill, whatever you want to call it. It's for my storage. And that was $9.99. I use my phone for practically everything. So that's what this is for. My next expense is the next day, which was a Sunday. I actually got out of the house this day without the kids. And I treated myself to a coffee. I actually got $2 off this order. So what I did is on the Dutch Bros app, you can reload your account. And so I reloaded $10 and then I got a drink with that money that I reloaded and I got $2 off. So essentially I paid $3 for that drink. So I still have money on my account. So that was $10 and I put that under the food category. I lump anything dining out, grocery, drinks, everything under food just to keep it simplified. And then on that same day, right after I went to the coffee shop right next door, I went to the nail salon. This has kind of been a habit I've been doing the last few months, is going to Dutch Bros and then going to the nail salon right there. So with tax and tip and everything, that was $47.08, which I think is a really great deal considering I got a dip manicure, and also they had to take off my old ones too. I don't know if that cost money, but they took off my old ones and replace them. And then also there was one they had to put a tip on and they didn't charge me for that because I had broken it. I don't know. I'm really enjoying this place. I don't get a pedicure anymore because one, I actually enjoy it more at home. And two, it's just really expensive. Once I get a pedicure, it puts it way over $100. So I feel like I'm saving $50 there, if that makes sense. So this is the one thing that I do budget for myself for the month. And that went under personal spending. I added personal spending to my budget a few months ago, and I don't think I'm going to get rid of it. I don't budget that much for personal spending, but I do like a little bit. Especially as we're getting into the holiday season, I want my nails a little more fresh than usual, especially since we have a lot more events coming up. And then on that same day, I made an order on Walmart.com for some grocery items. We actually skipped HelloFresh for the week of Thanksgiving. So I just had to buy some things to stock up in the house so we had something to eat on that week. And again, that went under the food category. That same day, or that same purchase, I also ordered a pack of diapers for my son. He is going to the next size up, so I'm going to be stocking up on some diapers this week. So that was $38, and I put that under the kid category. I actually did buy some baby soap with this too. I forgot about that. So that was $38. That went under kids. Then on Monday, I was supposed to go to a wedding, but my son was running a fever that morning. So I didn't want to take him to my mother-in-law's and have her watch him if he was sick or something. And I didn't want to take him to the wedding. So I went ahead and just sent them a gift card online. This is through the knot.com. And yeah, that was $50. And I put that under gifts. So funny story about this wedding is the two people that were getting married, I actually taught a few years ago. They were in the same class. Now, they were already dating before they came to my class, but I just think it's so cute that they were pretty much high school sweethearts and then ended up getting married. And I'm friends with both moms because I worked with them. Actually, the one mom I knew because one of my younger brothers dated her oldest daughter. It's a long story, but essentially I knew the entire family. And I did teach both of their kids. So it was just really cute. I really hate that I had to miss it, but I did send them something. Then that same day, my YouTube membership came out, and that was $10.81, and that went under personal spending. Also on Monday, when I was sitting at home with the baby, I went ahead and put in another order for some last minute things. I mentioned this in another video, I can't remember when, but I'm not hosting Thanksgiving this year. So I feel definitely obligated to bring something. And I also have to remember that when you're hosting, that most of the things that you make, you're going to make most of the main foods, right? Main dishes. So when I asked what to bring, on both sides of my family, they said a pie. Well, I don't bake or anything like that. So I had to purchase some extra supplies and extra ingredients to do some baking. So I went ahead and did that along with some other things that I forgot to get the day before. Like I know I forgot milk the day before, so I went ahead and got that in this order. So that was $64.04, and I put that under the food category. Oh, another thing I did in this order was take advantage of the free turkey on Ibotta, since the purchase I made the other day or the day before qualified me to get that free turkey. So I went ahead and took advantage. Of course, I had to pay for the turkey out of this order, but Ibotta gives me a credit back, and I'm actually already cashing that out, and I should cash up that here in the next week or so. And then on Tuesday, on the 21st, my HelloFresh order came out. This comes out every Tuesday, so pause it for the week of Thanksgiving. So we actually didn't see that purchase for week 2, but for week 3, we're seeing the purchase so we can get it for the next week whenever we go back to work, if that makes sense. So yes, we purchased the HelloFresh, but we don't get it until the following week. So when I went in to change the order, I actually added an additional meal. So that's why it's a little bit more than usual. So it's $107.29. So this is 5 meals for 2 people. And going forward, I think I'm going to change this a little bit and switch it to every other week and maybe get 6 meals, because we're only making about 3 meals a week and then using one on the weekend. So we may be able to do that. It depends on the ingredients. And I think that they will last that long though. As long as I don't wait the full 2 weeks and I make them the second. So if I get an order and I make what I have left the second week, but at the beginning of the week, that's only a week and a half old. So I don't know. We'll see. I've just been thinking about it, and it'll just save us a little bit of money on shipping. Then on Wednesday, on the 23rd, I went ahead and stocked up on some diapers this day. I've had them in my cart from the previous order, but I didn't purchase them. But I decided to go ahead and do it because Rakuten was having a promotion, Ibotta was having a promotion, Fetch was having a promotion, and then I got cash back on my credit card. So with all 4 of those things, I went ahead and took advantage of it. I don't know if I'll get all 4. I'll let you know if I am granted, but with like 10% from Rakuten, I think I get 10%. And then Ibotta had $5 off diapers. And then Fetch was giving me $6 off diapers, or $6 cash back. And then my credit card, one of my credit cards was giving me 5% cash back off Walmart. So with those 4 things, I mean, I don't feel like doing the math, but I was able to get a little bit of cash back for this order. So we'll see. So that was all the transactions. I had a no spend day on the 17th, the 22nd, and then of course Thanksgiving. We didn't spend anything on Thanksgiving. So week 3 had some transactions, but honestly not too bad. Let's go over to my check-in to see how we did. So for week 3 for the food category, I still had $518.74. I spent this week $320.33. So based off what I budgeted at the beginning of the month, we still have $198.41 for week 4, which is actually pretty good. And I think we'll be able to do this, especially since we did that HelloFresh order, and then we're going to have a lot of Thanksgiving leftovers we could freeze. I think we should be good on groceries. The only thing I can think of is just like last minute, grab and go foods if we wanted to go eat out or something. Next is gas and car. I didn't spend anything in this category. Household, we spent nothing. Miscellaneous, nothing. So last week I was actually over in my beauty category. So what I did for week 2, and now I'm going back. Okay, so going back to week 2, I had put this $60. It was actually $123.46 I put in beauty. But since I hadn't used anything in miscellaneous all month long, I went ahead and just took it out of our miscellaneous. And this, as I was explaining, like this was actually for myself, but this was for stocking stuffers for the girls. So again, I just took it out of miscellaneous. I could have taken it out of our Christmas budget, but right now it's still sitting in my binder, and I haven't finished not all the savings challenges to actually do that. I do plan on finishing them here in the next couple of weeks, but since I didn't want to pull from that, I just pulled from our regular budget since we had room. So that's what I did. So technically we are still under budget here, and I just used all my beauty for week 2. So I changed that from the previous week. So going back to week 3 here, again, I didn't spend anything in miscellaneous, but I still have $36.54 even pulling from it for week 2. Pups, I have 40. I haven't spent anything, so I still have 40 remaining. Kids, I had $185.47 at the beginning of this week. I spent $140.30, so we still have $45.17 remaining there. Beauty, again, I spent all my beauty category the previous week, so nothing left there. Medical, I budgeted 60, still haven't spent anything this month, so I still have 60 left. Same thing with fun. I budgeted 60, we still didn't spend anything, so I still have 60 remaining. For gifts, I budgeted 200. I spent $50 this week again for that wedding. So I still have $150 left. For personal spending, I budgeted 60. I spent $57.89, so I still have $2.11 remaining there. This is the first time, I want to say this is the first time ever. Maybe there was a time, but it's been so long ago that I have no recollection of it. This is the first time that at the end of week 3, we are still positive in all of our variable expenses. That is unheard of. And it's just crazy because I remember this time every single month in previous months, I've been so devastated that I'm already negative in my variable expenses, and not negative like in one category, like negative in multiple categories. So let's scroll down and look at our totals for the end of week 3. So we started this week with $1,396.92. Now, this past week was quite spendy. We spent $568.52. But with that being said, we still have $828.40 to carry over to the last week of November. Again, I know I mentioned this before, but I think it's just because we've been so busy this beginning of this month that we just haven't had time to do anything, and we're just using what we have in the house and make do with it. But then also in other months, there's always been something that comes up that wasn't planned for or wasn't budgeted for. So that's all I have for this video. That is week 3 of November. Let me know in the comments below how your holiday break went, if you celebrated, what you did. So I'm going to be starting Vlogmas here in the next month, actually on the first day of December, which is just a couple days away. I already have a schedule that I'm going to follow, or hopefully follow. If I miss a day, it's not going to be the end of the world, but it's more of a challenge for me. And it kind of takes me back to COVID days where I had to record all of my lessons for teaching. I feel like it's pretty much the same thing, or I'm having to plan in the same way, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun planning it and getting stuff together. I hope you guys can get something out of it. So make sure you stay tuned and check that out. Hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.